Welcome to the MarcWes Sports Podcast.
We back. It's the MarcWes Sports Podcast, back for the first time. And this week, man, the Miami Heat were in the headlines, bro. I gotta say the Miami Heat were in the headlines before I even introduced myself. But this Marcus Benjamin and he's Wes Pierre. It's the MarcWes Sports Podcast. And in the news, the NBA trade deadline was this week. So actually, it was a historic NBA trade deadline.
For who?
For the NBA, as far as like trades made and players that moved around.
Okay.
And the Miami Heat captured the headlines with getting Victor Oladipo to the Miami Heat. Victor Oladipo is a two-time NBA All-Star, a player that really hasn't really been on a good team. He's been productive. He got injured last year, had a quad injury, but I think it's a really great pickup for the Heat. That pickup, I think, was the best pickup of the NBA.
Of course.
As far as the other pickups, I mean, and then we already got the other guy. We do lose. What's the guy's name?
We lost Olenek.
We lost.
But it's all good though.
We lost Olenek
and Avery Bradley.
I'm trying to figure out the name of the guy who we got. It's Bar Mitzvah. It sounds like Bar Mitzvah. You know, when I heard that, I was like, who we got Bar Mitzvah?
After that damn finesse we done just did.
But it's Baitza.
But yeah, we the Miami Heat definitely made the headlines. You know, of course I knew it was gonna happen like this. Maybe not exactly like this, but everybody knows certain organizations, the Spurs, the Heat, the Evil Empire, the New England Patriots. When they're about to do something, whatever they're saying in the league on the ESPN or any other platforms about that team is normally false. So this whole time they were saying that, we're going to go ahead and probably get Kyle Lowry, you know, and we're going to have to give up Duncan Robinson. We're going to have to give up Tyler Hero, you know, possibly throw in a draft pick also. And I'm like, why in the hell would the Miami Heat go ahead and do that? I'm like, it kind of was like discouraging, but of course I know loyalty. I'm loyal to my team. So I was like, man, it's all bull. You feel me? And of course, at the trade deadline, at the last minute, the Don, the Godfather, Pat Riley, went ahead and made a play for the Miami Heat. What did we get? Oladipo. And you know, the crazy thing is, Oladipo been wanting to come to the Miami Heat for the last maybe 2 years right now. You feel me? And everybody thought it was impossible. You know, I'm kind of happy we didn't trade for him last year because we wind up getting him right now for the free. You know what I'm saying?
Basically.
It's like, you know, what's going on? You can't play hardball with someone that he says that he wants to play for a specific team. I don't care if you trade me to the Houston Texans or wherever he came from. I do not care. I want to play for the Miami Heat. I want to go and play with my fellow Africans at a bio and a few other Miami Heat play. Iguodala. What's Prince
Precious
Achua. You know, we just got a plethora of Africans on the team, and we setting the tone. The tone has normally been European guys. You feel me? You got the Dallas Mavericks. They normally
and
got.
We still
guys.
got Dragic.
Yeah, we got Dragic. It's all good. You know, like we
represent.
Very welcoming,
you know, we're diverse.
Over here. It just shows how Miami is. Like, we're the melting pot. We got everything over here. And another reason why y'all gonna hate again, the beaches, the cars, the weather. You seen spring break on Instagram on World Star about South Beach.
Spring break has been lit down here.
Look how we been living while y'all over there at the crib. But, you know, I'm sorry, you know. But again, that's another benefit of being in Miami, and that's exactly what Oladipo
They had to impose a curfew, man. Like that.
It didn't work. You feel me?
Yeah,
it didn't work.
Now they just moving to Fort Lauderdale, which is
all good. It's all good.
That's
at the
what
end
happens.
of the day, this is the party state. You feel me? Well, the state of Miami, at least. You know, and you know, I just love everything that the Miami Heat are doing right now. Of course, we're on a losing streak right now. And of course, it's understandable they was in a losing streak. Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson's, they actually explained that a few days ago after a loss. They were definitely concerned about possibly being traded because, of course, like right now, it's not like how it was back in the days, you got social media. They got social media. They're young, and I'm pretty sure they seen all of the hoopla on ESPN and any other social media platforms that's discussing anything about NBA, NFL, any trades, this, that, and the other. So it had them kind of uneasy. You seen that their shooting percentages definitely did drop. It kind of was making Kyle Hurt look right where with the lightning in a bottle, for certain players, not everybody, but certain players. But it's understandable. And now you're seeing we're losing, but we're losing close games, and we're losing close games because we're definitely shorthanded. We don't got the people that we just picked up. The only one we got on the team right now is Ariza, and that's definitely also an adjustment. So at the end of the day, right now we got Oladipo. We got what's his name again? Bar Mitzvah?
But I think it's Baitza. So something like that, man. It sounds like it's Italian or something like that, but it's really like some other country, Eastern European.
But the crazy thing is he does have a game similar to Olenek. He actually shoots a little better than Olenek. So us picking up that guy, of course I haven't watched him too much.
Big up to Kelly O.
He held it down.
He held it down,
See, but the funny thing is with Kelly O, when you first came over here, I really wasn't a Gonzaga guy. I really didn't like the headband about you. There's a lot of things I didn't like, but then when you came to the Miami Heat, it changed my opinion on you. I seen you in Boston and where you was before. He was supposed to be a starter. He drafted high in when he got drafted in the NBA, but he never showed me that number one top pick type of individual. Even though you wind up getting drafted high, you sold me. You sold me the last 2-3 years having you on the Miami Heat. You put everything on the line. You do die for balls. Your shooting percentage did go up when you definitely was in the bubble. Some may say it's lightning in the bottle because I seen a lot of people shooting percentages did go up. Of course, because you had nothing else to do but to practice. But again, I do totally agree with my co-host over here. You did. I gotta respect what you did for the Miami Heat. And we definitely gotta shout you out for coming and going respectably. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, we got to talk about what this really means for the Miami Heat, though. So we got Victor Oladipo. I think he's an all-star. He's a player that led the Indiana Pacers to the playoffs last season, but he got injured, and you seen how garbage they were.
No, it was not last season. It was the season before last. Because in the bubble was when he actually started coming back from that injury.
Oh, so but he wasn't 100%.
No, he wasn't 100%. You're absolutely right, because everybody were all kind of confused with the year. This 2020 we lost the year, so I feel my co-host. But yeah, he came from that injury, season ending injury, came back in the bubble and definitely led them to the playoffs, even though he was not 100%.
Yeah. So I think he is something that we need. He's something that the Heat really need at this point. I mean, they're fifth in the East right now. From the last I've seen, I don't know because they lost again. I feel like I believe the Heat right now are on a 6-game losing streak.
Yep.
So they are dropping in the standings. Last I seen, they're fifth, and I know it was like a close. With the other teams like 6, 7, 8, and 9, were only maybe a game away. So they are 1 or 2 games from being out of playoffs right now. Let's just be real with it. And you need a player like Oladipo to, give Jimmy Butler some rest, because Goran is not available as much as he should be.
They're doing that on purpose.
And then Kendrick Nunn last night, I don't know if you saw, got hurt. So he sprained his ankle or something like that. So
it's all good.
So I don't know if it's the high ankle sprain or not. I think
Victor Oladipo will fill in that spot
about that. So you still got Kendrick Nunn, who is playing from the last couple of games better than Tyler Hero. I can't even call him Tyler Hero. I gotta call him Tyler Zero sometimes because he really just has lost his sense of the game, I think.
The crazy thing is that's what I've been trying to say for
I wasn't gonna give you props, but I was giving you props without giving you props.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? You know how the fucking memes go now when they're like, "Oh, tell me something without telling me something."
Oh yeah. I appreciate all that.
So
because yes, definitely.
So yeah, he's Tyler Zero right now, and Kendrick Nunn is playing none better. That So Kendrick Nunn, that's actually his Twitter handle, none better.
Hey, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but this is what I've been trying to say for the longest. Tyler Hero, I like you.
But
am I in love with you?
But
no.
I gotta say though, I'm glad that the reports were that they wanted to keep Tyler Hero.
Of course.
That's why they didn't go for Kyle Lowry. So
oh my God. You imagine when we got
thankfully,
Kyle Lowry?
Yeah, thankfully we kept Tyler Hero and not Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry, who was rumored to be a player on the Heat this week more than any other player besides LaMarcus Aldridge, which we still have a chance to get probably within the next couple of days. That's like future breaking news on the MarcWes Sports Podcast.
And also Andre Drummond. Andre Drummond is basically his name has been attached to the Miami Heat right now, and I like LaMarcus Aldridge. Trust me, he's like he's a bigger Bosh.
Yeah, you need a bigger body.
He's a bigger Bosh, like for real. But
just need a bigger body to defend because I think
but
we need bigger bodies to defend, like down low, so Bam could go off.
When it came down to the finals last year, like fucking AD was housing them rebounds.
Yeah.
Game long. You're not gonna be able to do that with Andre Drummond. He is I think he got like 20 rebounds at one point. For a long stretch.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
The Cleveland Cavaliers did buy out his contract, so he is available to be signed. So I wouldn't mind seeing that move at all.
And think about it. He started shooting better at the free throw, just like JaVale McGee. All I need you for is to get rebounds, and when they foul you, just make the free throws.
At least
I
make
don't need
one.
you to do anything else. We're going to give it to Jimmy Butler. We're going to give it to Oladipo, Iguodala, Ariza, Hero, Nunn, nothing better.
That's actually a really good point. I feel like big men should practice on free throws more than the 3-point shot.
Exactly.
Because you can get to the lane more and more likely somebody's going to try to foul you.
Exactly.
Because they're smaller than you.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So that's my whole point. My whole point is, I like LaMarcus Aldridge because he definitely can stretch the 3-point line, for as in a center standpoint, because we do know that Bam can't shoot no threes.
Yeah.
So when it comes with Andre
He's
Drummond,
been getting better on the mid range.
Yeah, no. I don't have nothing else negative to say, but I'm talking about stretching that.
Yeah.
Because he does play the center for
and that's what
the
you
Heat.
had with Kelly O, and which that's why Pat Riley is the GOAT. Pat Riley is the godfather. I mean, we're looking like some Dons, and we're gonna get into the Dolphins later and how they looking like the Dons too with some transactions. But Pat Riley with that move to keep Tyler Hero is definitely and Kendrick Nunn, by the way, and Duncan Robinson, because Duncan Robinson was also a player who was in the news of trying to get, and Duncan Robinson is the only player that I seen balling lately. Him and Jimmy Butler, without Dragic.
See,
once you have Dragic playing, it's a different story. Dragic to me he's going to evolve into this Ginobili role.
There you go.
He's going to be the Ginobili of the Miami Heat. You have him coming off the bench. He has no problem coming off the bench anyway. He already has done it before.
Loyalty.
You know, and for that, to be honest, like if he stay, like say if we make it to the finals and win a championship, Dragic's jersey will be in the rafters.
Oh, of course. You got to put the dragon up there.
He will be in the rafters, so he is a key player. Obviously, you got Bam, and then you got Jimmy Butler. You got Oladipo. This is a team that can actually make it to the finals and win.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, legit. Of course, you're going to be like, oh, you got the Heat basketball. You got the Heat pennant. You just being a homer. Like, nah, for real. This is a team that can legit win the championship. Let's not forget, we made it to the NBA Finals last year without Oladipo.
Eastern Conference champs.
Without a healthy Dragic. We played in the NBA Finals and pushed it to 6 games.
Exactly. And piggybacking off what Mark has been saying, Dragic hasn't been healthy this season, but I really think he's been healthy. They're just like, we don't kind of need you right now. We wanted to test our future because Duncan Robinson is kind of due for a contract next season, next offseason. So
yeah. And I think you gotta pay him for loyalty.
You gotta pay him, but I'm not gonna pay him what another team gonna pay him. I'm not gonna be like what's that guy that we had?
The only teams I think that would outbid the Heat would probably be like the Clippers, maybe Dallas.
See,
I don't think the Lakers get paid right now.
Look, man.
And
aren't
maybe Denver or Utah.
No, but it's loyalty over here. So you got to understand when it comes down to it, Oladipo, I heard that they're working out a contract to extend him for a few years. And if you pay Adebayo this money already, you got Jimmy Butler on contract for a decent amount of money, and you're trying to formulate a contract for Oladipo. That means that there's not going to be that much money for Tyler Hero or Duncan Robinson. I mean, it's going to have money, but not the contract that another team will give you. Let's just say if we want to give you $10 million, you could get $17 million going to Houston or going to another team. I think personally, like, the only teams that really are in the mix is the teams that have no state tax. Teams like that's in Texas, teams that's in Florida, and I'm not sure if there's any other state. That's the only 2 states that I really know with the no state tax. Because again, if you're getting paid $17 million in New York and California with that state tax, you're down to maybe 13, 12.
Yeah.
So basically, how much money? Yeah, I know on paper it says you're getting paid this, but realistically, what you bring back home, you're getting this. So do you want to leave Miami for 2 more years? Do you want to leave the sun? Do you want to leave the women?
That's why
the weather. No,
that's why Miami will forever be a Miami basketball dynasty.
Of course,
forever, just because of the location, and we already have a foundation built.
Damn, think about if Pat Riley leave, what we gonna do? Because I do like Zoe, but who's gonna be the ones making the negotiations?
That's down the line. But I'm
down
sure
the line. He's old. like he been talking about retirement for the longest right now. And of course I don't want the Don. I don't want the Godfather to go anywhere. You feel what I'm saying? I really don't think that he's gonna go anywhere until we win a championship, because I know he really still salty about how LeBron did us. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If we were,
especially since the last time we lost to LeBron.
Oh my God. and I know y'all probably like, man, here we go again. They're talking about the finals, but again, I respect LeBron for winning that game. Cool, it's no problem. But the only thing that I really have something against is damn, we weren't healthy. I'm like, damn, what if? That's the only thing that's in my head right now. What if? What if Dragic was healthy? What if Bam Adebayo was healthy? That's my only thing, because I'm like, we gave them a run for their money, and we were 80% because our 2 key players the dragon, the heart and the soul of the Miami Heat, and Bam Adebayo was injured. So it's just like same thing when Dwayne Wade did the crossover and he messed up his ribs and we couldn't go to the finals. So you know, it is what it is, but I do think
speaking of injuries, man, there was an injury that happened with one of the greatest players of all time that happened this week, man.
LBJ.
Ain't that right? Like,
man.
LeBron James, like, yeah, I mean,
LeBron.
Everybody has their feelings about LeBron James. I certainly have my own opinions about LeBron James.
I don't like him.
Which, you know, he's a good player, but you know,
I don't
really mess with him like that. But LeBron James got hurt, and he pretty much never gets hurt. You know, which is a testament to him and what he does as far as, you know, taking care of his body, and you know, whatever he does to take care of his body.
It's funny you saying that, because I had an argument with somebody and they were saying like, man, the only reason his ass is always healthy because his ass be juicing. And I'm like, what? There's no record of him doing anything like that. And then he was telling me like, well, you know, it's funny how the NBA wind up saying that they're gonna eventually check for steroids and stuff like that. I think they're checking. They weren't really checking like that.
They weren't?
I'm not sure. You know, I didn't do the research, you know. I'm just saying what he said. You know, that's the whole point of being a sports podcast. I'm just saying what someone told me, you know.
Okay.
So I'm like, he's like, you know, you don't see how funny that Dwayne Wade and LeBron James, you know, and I really didn't want to talk about this because it's my team, it's the Heat, you feel me? But he was like, you know, they were bulky and everything like that. And that summer you had the commissioner saying that he's gonna eventually start testing for steroids or growth enhancement or whatever they do, you know, and you know, that same summer, you know, the Miami Heat, you know, LeBron James and Dwayne Wade wind up slimming down so much, and they were saying that, you know, it's because they want to go ahead and, you know, speed up their game a little bit. So hey, as far as what the injury is kind of questionable, you know, that me personally, I think it's the work ethic. I think is because him riding the bike from his house all the way to the Miami Heat Stadium, you know, and everything like that. But regardless, going back to his injury, you know, I think the only reason why he got injured was because that guy tried to injure him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we know car accidents happen, but people don't try to do car accidents. In the basketball game, you had the guy go ahead and basically try to say he died for the ball. But LeBron James already had the ball in his hand. So he dived towards his knee and his ankle. So LeBron James was supposed to really be out for the season.
So he dove towards his ankle?
He dove towards his knee.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like,
why?
Because he tried to make it seem like it was a basketball play. I'm diving for the ball. It was a loose ball. And
damn.
It was a loose ball originally, but LeBron already had the ball. Okay. So like, you know, like there's no way of you getting the ball.
Right.
You feel what I mean? Like, you're behind LeBron. LeBron is the basketball is where my hand is at.
Yeah.
And LeBron already got the ball in his hand.
Yeah.
So you diving at my knee and my ankle from the back, the side back of me, like, that is not a basketball play. A basketball play is when the ball is on the floor and we both are diving for the ball. I seen so many plays like that where I felt like, you know, they did certain things on purpose. You know, like, people been losing to LeBron for the longest, and I don't like the guy. You know what I'm saying? You know, I respect his game. You know, I'm not gonna be one of those people that not watch his game and be like, oh, he's trash. Nah, he's one of the greatest players of all time. I just don't like how he did the Miami Heat. But still, regardless of the fact, I like the work ethic. I like what he does in the community. You know, I like how he speak for political things as far as for the black community, because you know that we're way behind in that. But again, I'm gonna go ahead and speak the truth. That guy tried to injure LeBron, and I think that guy I think his last name is Solomon. I remember him probably playing for the Wizards when LeBron was on the Miami Heat, and he always used to try to get into it with LeBron for no reason. So I think that he just tired of getting his ass whooped by LeBron. No matter what team LeBron goes in, LeBron exposes him, and I think that he just wanted to go ahead and injure LeBron. Because if you look at the play, and I know that Chris gonna go ahead and find that clip, but the guy like what are you doing? That was not a basketball play. You really tried to injure LeBron, and that's speaking on a guy that don't even like LeBron. You know what I'm saying? So like,
exactly.
Come on, man, that don't even make no sense. It wasn't a basketball.
I mean, that's
play.
the first thing that I realized. I'm like, yo, Wes is so passionate about this, and he doesn't even like LeBron. So I know this has to be true. So that's crazy. Like, he should probably almost get the duck of the week, but someone who should get the duck of the week is Draymond Green. Draymond Green this week said that he considers himself the greatest defensive player in the NBA
history
of all time.
What the fuck?
Draymond Green? Wow. Draymond Green? Like, Draymond Green is a good defender. And, yeah, you won a Defensive Player of the Year. I give you props for that. But you had one of the best shooters, first of all, or the best shooter of all time, and one of the other best shooters of all time, and Klay Thompson.
Like,
come on. And you're more of a help defender to me. Exactly. Like, you're not like an on-ball defender. For you to say that you're one of the best defensive players of all time is just blasphemous, and you deserve the duck of the week. And you're a clown for saying that. But I kind of like you as a player, but now with this, I'm just like, nah, I can't really mess with a comment like that. When you think about the greatest players of NBA history, the first player that comes to my mind is never Draymond Green. Like, I'm gonna go through at least 12 maybe players. Like, you're not better than Tony Allen. Nope. You're not better than Gary Payton. You're not better than Scottie Pippen.
Nope.
You're not better than Michael Jordan.
Nope.
You're not better than Kobe Bryant.
Nope.
You're not better than Hakeem Olajuwon.
Nope.
You're not better than David Robinson.
Mutombo.
You're not better than Dikembe Mutombo.
Alonzo Mourning.
You're not better than Alonzo Mourning.
So
come on.
It's just like we're like just going through the list of names. It's just like, what are you saying? You're
not better than Bill Russell.
Oh my God.
Come on. You're not better than Bill Russell.
Everybody, like, sometimes it just kind of, make me feel like, do they, when they say comments like that, do the NBA, the NFL drug test those players for comments like that?
I mean, you got to give him props because he's in the news, so he I guess he forces us to mention his name, but, definitely a troll. I would say Draymond Green, you're definitely trolling by saying you are the best defensive player of all time.
And the crazy
if you said like I'm the best of my time, then or one of the best of my time.
Nah, the only way
I would say okay, maybe know.
The only way he could say he's one of the best is because he could play all five positions.
I probably wouldn't even say he's better than LeBron James.
That's what I'm saying.
Come on, man.
Like, hey, it is what it is. We're not gonna give Draymond Green too much on this, but going to what we're saying, like, who do you think is your top 5 defensive players of all time? Because originally I was gonna break it down in categories. That's gonna take too long, so I'm just say like not in no order. You feel me? Not in no order. Who will be like your top 5?
Top 5 defensive players of all time, man. I mean, I gotta put in no order. Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Kobe Bryant.
Okay.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
Okay. That's 3. I know it's hard because I know you're like, damn.
I didn't even mention KG though.
That's what I'm saying. It's hard. Look, it could be top. It could have been top 10, but we're doing top 5. 2 more. 2 quick ones.
I'm gonna have to go David Robinson
Okay.
and Gary Payton.
Okay. All right. So my top would be, first I'll go with the glove. Gary Payton, that's why he got his name, the glove. You feel me? Because he all over your ass. You feel me? I got the glove up there. I definitely got Scottie Pippen up there. I got Dennis Rodman up there.
Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman, yeah.
I want to put Jordan, but I don't need to put Jordan up there because he's the greatest of all time. One, and we know that. Look, they just did that documentary, and we seen that Jordan told Pippen, go ahead and lock him up. If Jordan felt like he could have done that, he would have just done it himself. Yeah. So I'm gonna take Jordan out of that and put Scottie Pippen. So that's 3. I gotta go ahead and put LeBron James up there because LeBron can play all 5 positions defensively. I know his defense has been going down later in his career. That's just because
he's old, man.
1, because he's old, and 2, because he exerts so much energy on offense.
Props to LeBron James, though, for him doing it as long as he has. This is like his first real significant injury, like in his career. I think we, failed to mention that before, but I just wanted to mention, like, this is one of his first significant injuries.
The groin last year.
But a groin.
He was out for maybe 30 days.
Was he? Okay. Yeah. But still.
And one more, my last person. Damn. I want to put Mutombo. I want to go ahead and put Zoe. I'll put Mutombo.
My personal would be Zoe. My personal, Zoe is number 1.
Zoe would be, it's loyalty, but hey, it is what it is. I would go with Mutombo because, look, Mutombo's been but retired for the longest. And the cereal commercial when he slapped the cereal down from the chest. No. If they felt like Alonzo was a better defender, they would have had him rather than Dikembe Mutombo. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with Dikembe Mutombo. Why? Because they're still giving his props about his defensive play till this day, and that's 20 years away from basketball.
Yo, and we got the Sweet 16 going on today.
It starts today, right?
Yeah, Sweet 16. So next year, dog, I'm getting y'all into March Madness, man. This is. Man, this is crazy, how y'all, not really into it like that. But, so March Madness is still going into the Sweet 16 weekend. And we got Michigan, who's still in it. And we got Gonzaga, who's the overall number 1 seed. Gonzaga is in it. So they're still in the Sweet 16. But the biggest upset to me is Oral Roberts. Oral Roberts is a team that they beat Florida, I think, in the last round. I forgot who they beat in the first round, but it was a 15-2 seed. Would only happen one other time, which was Florida Gulf Coast. So yeah, that upset was big, and there's a lot of teams out there that could probably make a run. UCLA is a team that I think is dangerous.
I'll wait for the championship
Syracuse is looking pretty strong too. Because the thing about Syracuse is that you got Boeheim, who's the coach of Syracuse. His son is playing on the team, and the kid balls.
What position he plays?
He's like a 2 guard. He can shoot the 3 really well.
Okay.
He was bombing it. In that last game that I seen them played. So Syracuse is a team. Baylor is a team you got to look out for. The other big upset was Illinois. Illinois was a number 1 seed out of the tournament now. But I think Juwan Howard, ex-Heat player. Juwan Howard, ex-Heat player. Mm-hmm. He's coaching Michigan. You know, of course, he went to Michigan. He was part of the Fab Five.
That's why he's probably going to win.
So, I mean, that's who I got making it. I think they can, you know, grind out wins and win this championship. So look out for Michigan. I got Michigan, Gonzaga, Baylor. Those are really the top seeds I see making it all the way. But then you got the wild card of UCLA, Syracuse. Look out for those type of teams. I think with Boeheim's son playing. So we'll see what they do today in the Sweet 16.
I'm gonna go ahead and wait until the championship. So it's all good. I do like the way that certain teams like Duke and all these major colleges aren't here no more. They got eliminated, didn't they?
Who, Duke?
Like
Duke actually didn't make the tournament.
They made the tournament?
And Kentucky also, who is a team that always makes the tournament, did not make the tournament this year.
That's what I'm saying. And that's what I like.
Of course it's because of COVID,
Who cares?
and those are typical to one
Who cares?
and done.
No. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that because we're not saying that about the Miami Heat. We're not saying that. We saying that, look, people supposed to come prepared.
We ain't saying that, but other people are.
I don't care what the other people saying. My whole thing is you got to go ahead and prepare yourself. This is adversity right now. COVID is adversity. Which team is going to go ahead and what? Some people going to put an asterisk for LeBron James for the finals. Hey, it is what it is. No asterisk. He wind up preparing. His team stayed healthy. He won fair and square. We wasn't healthy. It is what it is. But again, as far as going to college on basketball in a tournament, look, I'm not worried about COVID, this, that, and the other. Like, everybody has to deal with COVID. It's not just that one team. So the plain fact that you lost games because certain people wind up testing positive or they wind up being around certain people that was on COVID, that's their fault. You feel what I'm saying? You should have created your own bubble at home and made sure you stayed away from certain things like that. And so the teams that's in the tournament right now, even though I do not watch the tournament until they get to the championship, I do not care. I do know that certain teams right now are in it to win it, and they're going to do exactly what the Miami Heat and the Lakers did in the bubble and try to win it, and they could care less what anybody else say.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the Final Four is concerned, I think Michigan, like I said, is I think is going to make it.
Juwan Howard with the Cabbage Patch.
Gonzaga is actually undefeated. There's only the last time a team has gone undefeated in college basketball was like 1976 or something like that. Indiana was the last team.
And they're going to say it's because of COVID. No, nah.
I'm just saying, like, undefeated is undefeated. I mean, obviously you see Miami Dolphins, 72 Dolphins are undefeated. And if you go undefeated, that championship is better than a championship that was not undefeated.
Exactly.
So Gonzaga is the other team. Baylor is a team I still, believe can make it. But watch out for teams like Houston and watch out for Alabama, bro. Because the Alabama team, when I seen them play, I felt like they looked like a complete team. And Alabama is a team that might do the double, which I know is a horror show for me who can't stand Alabama. I'm just not.
And I hate y'all because of Nick Saban. So
only because of Nick Saban and because of the '92 championship game too. I was a kid watching the Miami Hurricanes play Alabama in '92.
Race plays a factor.
And we were favored. We were balling. We were going for back to back.
Home cooking.
Yeah, we won '91. Was going for '92.
Home cooking.
And all of a sudden they just and we won and Gino Torretta won the Heisman that year. One of our two Heisman for the University of Miami. So that's the other reason why I hate Alabama, because that was heartbreaking. That's kind of the same reason why I hate Ohio State, because of the 2001 championship.
Home cooking.
But anyways, to transition quickly into the University of Miami, since I'm talking about it, is we got to pay respects to Howard Schnellenberger, man. Rest in peace to Howard Schnellenberger. He passed away. He lived a great life. He was the first head coach to coach the University of Miami Hurricanes football team to a national championship in 1983.
So he was Jimmy Johnson before Jimmy Johnson got here.
Right. Jimmy Johnson came after Howard Schnellenberger and kind of continued with another championship in 87. Erickson produced a championship in 89 and 91. And, of course, Coker, built by Butch Davis, helped us win a championship in 01. So he started this championship run for the University of Miami Hurricanes. So the University of Miami Hurricanes are the most successful program in Miami when it comes to championships. They've got 5 national championships.
Have 7.
The most in the state of Florida.
Should have 7. Because we know what Notre Dame did, and we know what Ohio State did.
Yeah, Notre Dame in 88. If we had replay, we would have had that. And Ohio State in 02, sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah. So props to Howard Schnellenberger, and rest in peace to him. He was actually a guy who also coached for the 72 Dolphins. I was just talking about undefeated 72 Dolphins. He was the offensive coordinator for the team with Don Shula. So he's a legend in South Florida sports.
They need to name a street after him.
They need to name a street. They need to build a statue. And even with FAU, he helped build that program up. FAU, who was a team who was, I believe, like 1AA division football, brought them into the D1 status under his tutelage, got them to win a bowl game. FAU. So he when it comes to football, when it comes to sports, when it comes to Miami, Howard Schnellenberger, he did his thing, and rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace. Sleep in peace. That would be a good segue to transition into the Miami Dolphins. Because he was the offensive coordinator of the Miami Dolphins, like you said, with the undefeated team, the Don Shula, the greatest coach in Miami history, and besides Pat Riley, and the Miami Dolphins wind up pulling off one of the greatest finesses in NFL history, at least in my standpoint, because you have our general manager, Chris Greer. He wind up trading back from drafted number 3 to number 12 to the 49ers. We wind up picking up a 3rd round pick with the 49ers. We would have kept their 12th pick. We got picked up third round pick, and we wind up getting 2 first round picks from the San Francisco 49ers for 2022 and 2023. And then, like 20 minutes later, the finesser, Chris Greer, wind up trading back up, to the 6th spot, with the Philadelphia Eagles, and giving away one of the first round picks that we picked up 20 minutes ago from the San Francisco 49ers. And we wind up being in a good position to pick up and have so much flexibility on who we actually can draft in this year's coming draft. So the Miami Dolphins wind up having 4 first round picks in the next few years.
It's crazy.
It's crazy, but we got to call him the finesse kid. I know that goes for Kodak Black, but he's the finesser right now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
like he's
definitely.
doing his thing.
Yeah, definitely. It felt like Draft Day. You ever seen the movie Draft Day?
Did I? No, I didn't see it.
Like it was like draft the draft was happening in a few moments just for like Miami Dolphins fans in that moment, because I was just like, what? First pick, I was like, what? But like, damn, we dropped down and we're not in the top 10. And when we're not in the top 10, like you don't have your chance of getting like a really, a potential Hall of Famer, because the likelihood of a Hall of Famer being a top 10 is really high, obviously.
I ain't gonna lie, it kind of got me mad too. It got me mad too in the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like, wait, what?
I know we got the 2 first round picks.
It's like my nephew be saying, but wait, what?
I'm like, we got the 2 first round picks. Okay. I'm like, damn, they probably don't really need much for Tua. They picked up the wide receiver already in the offseason. So I'm like, okay, maybe they're doing this for a reason. Just in case Tua doesn't pan out, they can go ahead and draft a quarterback in the next few years, And that's where I was coming from, because I'm like, I'm tired of being in 12, 13. That's what the Dolphins normally be drafting at, 12, 13, 16. No, I want to be the top 3. But again, 20 minutes later, the finesse kid,
Chris Greer, man,
they made a play.
I mean, you like to see it, and the message that it really like sent to me was the fact that they believe in Tua.
Exactly.
Because obviously, if you're gonna get a quarterback like a potential game changer type quarterback, you want to stay in the top 5. So they were like, okay, well, we're willing to drop down. So they still have their chance of getting really great playmakers like Jamar Chase, from LSU, wide receiver. Of course, Devontae Smith, who is the playmaker, still might be available. Micah Parsons, who's a linebacker from Penn State, who just ran a 4.3.
How you
you'll still have a chance to get a player like that.
How you haven't said the tight end yet? Pitts.
Kyle Pitts, obviously.
He's over here running a 4.4. What's going on over here?
But I ain't gonna lie, Brevin Jordan might be 1A, 1B with Kyle Pitts as far as tight ends.
Somebody runs a 4.4.
Yeah, I mean,
as a tight end. You got wide receivers that run on 4.4.
I apologize. It's because he's a Gator, man. I'm a Gator hater.
Yeah, I don't like the Gators too, but I'm just saying, stay in Florida. It's all good now. We graduated now. You stay in Florida. You come to the Dolphins. We already got Gesicki over here, a great tight end. He was doing the one-handers last year. He was balling like a dog.
Yeah.
And that he has that in him, because we thought that he was injured for the end of the season, and he wound up coming back and still playing and doing his thing. So imagine having 2 tight ends. And remember, our head coach came from New England. When did New England ball? When they had 2 tight ends. They had Gronk on one side, and they had, unfortunately, the one that committed suicide. I ain't gonna say his name. They wind up being one of the best tandems, and at that particular time, he was better than Gronk. You know what I'm saying? So if we could go ahead and have Gesicki, and we could go ahead and have Pitts, because Gesicki eventually gonna want money. Now, our whole negotiation table is we got another one that runs a 4.4. He really should be a wide receiver. Why would you not draft someone that's a big on body and he runs a 4.4? He's a tight end.
Right.
Yo.
Yeah.
I mean, like a Plaxico Burress as far as like the build wise. Plaxico Burress size wise was big, but he ran a 4.4. He runs a 4.4.
Burress wasn't big, bro.
Plaxico Burress wasn't big?
Nah, man. He was. I mean, I would say
for wide receivers.
I would say Brandon Marshall was bigger than when. And he could run like that same.
All right. So Brandon Marshall,
Calvin Johnson, obviously.
Calvin Johnson's. I was just about to say Megatron.
Julio Jones.
Imagine Megatron playing tight end. He's a little bigger.
Yeah, I mean,
like imagine that. like we could put you at the slot. We could put you as the number 1 receiver, just because of your speed.
Yeah,
you got the size.
Yeah,
it's always gonna be a mismatch, regardless of the 5.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, man. I could see them getting Kyle Pitts, and the other thing too is that you still got that 16th pick, and you know what I'm thinking about with that 16th pick?
Who?
Najee Harris.
Yeah, me too.
Just get the running back.
Yeah, just
get the best running back right now that you can get. You got pretty much everything else. You got Will Fuller, who is going to be productive. Let's not forget you got Devontae Parker and Preston Williams. And, is Allen Hurns coming back? I'm not sure.
Yeah, he is coming back. Allen Hurns is coming back.
Allen Hurns, maybe Albert Wilson. So, wide receiver, you're stocked. You already talked about Gesicki. If you draft Pitts, you got the tight end.
And we have another tight end that he's a real good blocker. I forgot his name. It was Smythe. He's a real good blocker.
Yeah,
and he was balling last year too.
Tight end, and he can catch a little short passes, so he's kind of like an H-back. So it's good that you have a player like him because he could also probably play fullback when you need to, go in those sets. So all you worried about now is really the defense. You already got corner lockdown. You already got linebacker is kind of questionable, and pass rusher, I would say you probably need another one there.
That's what I'm saying. Oh shit, because I'm like, damn, we have 2 pass rushers in our backyard.
Exactly.
3 matter of fact that we can probably go ahead and pick up. At the 16th pick.
Yeah,
because you
got Jalen Phillips.
You can go ahead and get that running back from Alabama. But what about the guy that was playing the University of Miami and he was just killing us? What team that was?
Killing us?
Yeah, the running back. The last.
From North Carolina.
Yeah,
Jamal Williams.
Oh my God, you can grab him later in the draft and go ahead and fix that
Jamal Williams
defensive end position.
Yeah,
we could get Roche.
They actually got 2 running backs that I would take. North Carolina.
We could
both
get any one of these players, defensive ends from the University of Miami, and we could go ahead and grab that running back high in the second round. And we may not get the running back from Alabama, but we definitely would get that running back that was killing Miami all in our backyard, making us look crazy. He the one that won the game. They're like, so, that can be a good thing, but I don't mind if they grab him, the running back from Alabama at 16. But if it was me, I'll fortify the defensive end position because, we got corners, but we really didn't have anybody to pass rush like that. We had to really blitz. We were high in blitzing in the NFL last year, and we know that our corners can do their thing. Imagine what they'll do if they had 3 seconds rather than 5-6 seconds of defending a wide receiver. So I would just fortify the defensive end position probably at 16, maybe.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking, or just like I said, get Najee Harris. The Hurricanes. Since you talked about it, I just want to touch on the Hurricanes a little bit because they have their first scrimmage coming up today. It might be playing as we speak.
Okay.
But it was closed to the media, closed to fans. Look out for another bench report coming up on that pretty soon. But, just to kind of take a look at their team as a snapshot, they got seniors now. The Hurricanes have seniors that really can be leaders. And it's really, I know you don't like to say it's not because of COVID, but it is because of COVID.
I don't mind.
It's because of COVID that these players actually have another year of eligibility. A player like De'Aaron King would not be playing for another year if it wasn't for COVID. So a player like him and, these players that were kind of on the fringe of being NFL players like Mike Harley, Cameron Harris, they were on the fringe. They're now coming back. Gives them this depth that they didn't really have before, because you always had players who would go to the league after their junior year. They wouldn't play for that senior year for the most part because they feel like they would be able to make it. But, there's been situations where they probably should have stayed in school.
Yeah, especially in Miami. The last few years, they've been 5th, 6th, 7th round picks.
McIntosh is a player that should have stayed another year, the defensive tackle. The dude, forget his name, but
Shaq Quarterman?
no, he lost his member. He had an injury.
Oh, yeah, for the Miami Dolphins. I forgot his name.
Yeah, but he was also a player I thought should have probably stayed another year at the University of Miami. He was the one who was playing the guitar on the he was playing the guitar on a player's leg after he got his sack.
And that going back to the loyalty with the Miami Dolphins, they wind up still paying him his contract, even though he wound up losing his arm in that car accident. So shout out to the Miami Dolphins again for being loyal to their homegrown University of Miami player. I can't remember his name right now, but locals, we do know who we're talking about. But yeah, definitely want to go ahead and piggyback and tell you that our seniors, the O-line, you got Donaldson. He's coming back, for I think a senior year.
He is.
Last year I think he was injured. He had that knee injury.
Yeah.
COVID kind of did help him, with the injury process because one, he
got another year.
You got another year to really heal. So I know you don't want to try to go into the draft as someone that's injury prone or someone that's injured or someone where they don't have that much tape on you, So
Navon Donaldson is a big boy, man.
He's like
6'6", 350.
Yeah, 350, 6'6", 350. So yeah.
Still playing in college, going to play for a senior year for the University of Miami.
Mm-hmm. So we finally, how when I don't know about you, but when I actually see the University of Miami, their O-line and their D-line be looking small compared to when I finally watch Alabama or Wisconsin or LSU, any one of those teams. Those I just be like, why is our D line or our O line so small? Is it because we're big, but we're muscle big? No, I want to look like them. I want to look like Donaldson. You feel me? 350, 6'6". That's what I want.
He's cornbread
those
fed,
type of
man.
Cornbread, and ham hocks and all type of stuff. That's what we need, and it may be a reason because, of course,
that
we
cornbread
got the
some
weather.
Steroids in it.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
But think about it. I don't know if it's because of the weather where they probably was originally big, but working out in my Miami sun, you're sweating and losing a whole lot of calories.
Yeah.
So that may be a factor, but I finally can see big, fat, big, fat, strong guys on the O-line and the D-line. I don't need someone at 275 playing left tackle. I want 350.
Yeah.
If they could be. And Donaldson, matter of fact,
and
he was
plays,
a little bigger.
He plays guard, and he plays that's the thing about him. It's like he actually can move. So when plays like draws and like counters, he can really get out and be a guy who's running and blocking. Maul some guy.
You feel me?
So Navon Donaldson, he's another one of those senior leaders that's coming back. Mike Harley, the receiver. I think Mike Harley, I'm glad he's coming back for another year because he gives them definitely some leadership at that level, and they
second year he finally is given that leadership role because last year was the first time he really stepped up as the leader of the wide receiver class for the University of Miami. So this year definitely
out of St. Thomas Aquinas,
exactly. So this year will definitely be a second year to go ahead and insert his leadership to that young wide receiver core that we do have at the University of Miami. So I know it's gonna wind up.
And Charleston Rambo from Oklahoma, who they get a transfer. Miami continues to get these transfers.
You know how we do. They like the weather. They like the beaches. They like the women. I'm trying to tell you, man.
Yeah, Charleston Rambo is a player who played for Oklahoma, balled over there with Kyler Murray. Back in those days, catching touchdown passes. So he's another senior transfer as far as with the receiving core. So watch out for him Rambo. He's got a pretty cool last name, Charleston
I was just
Rambo.
about to say the same thing. You feel me? But for real.
So watch out for him as a wide receiver next
and
season. And then they also get the defensive end transfer from Tennessee. You know, this is a player who's from Miami Southridge, down here in Miami, went to Tennessee and transferred to Miami. He was a 4-star type of player.
He should have just
coming
stayed
out
at
of
the
high
crib
school.
in the first
So
place.
exactly. So and also we got Tyreek Stevenson. Tyreek Stevenson, to me, I've covered Tyreek Stevenson pretty much very closely since I've been starting with this high school football coverage.
Okay.
And he's been one of the best players in South Florida that I've seen. You know, for the time that I've been covering.
Okay.
So he transferred from Georgia this season as well. He's a safety, you know, probably could play in that striker position, but he's athletic and he's a student of the game. You know,
That's what's up.
so he's a player that I've known since, you know, for about a good 3 years.
That's what's up. That's
So-
definitely a positive.
So, yeah, Tyreek Stevenson is another player as far as one of the young guys that can be a playmaker just off the bat. And even on every level, I mean, you got even special teams. You got the punter coming back. He's kind of like the guy there. And then you got the brother now of Borregales, Andy Borregales. So the kicker who's likely going to be the first kicker drafted in the NFL this year.
Please don't go to New England or any team that's
Jose
in the AFC East.
Borregales from the crib, you know, gonna be a kicker drafted in the NFL draft out of Miami Booker T. So his brother's gonna be playing. So you got him coming from Chaminade, you know, replacing him as the kicker. So you have the young guy with the veteran Lou Headley, the Australian punter, who's actually a junior. He's going to be playing for another year.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
keep
tight
playing,
end, you
boy.
got Mallory. You got Will Mallory as your veteran guy. But you got a bunch of tight ends that's going to be
You know we
coming
produce
up.
tight
'cause
ends
we're-
over
we're-
here in Miami.
We're known as tight end U. Arroyo
produce-
can get playing time. Larry Hodges can get playing time. Mamorelli can get playing time. And you got the leader, Mallory. I already been saying that the offensive line could be the best in a long time. You know, just based on the depth. We already talked about Donaldson. Corey Gaynor is really the leader as the center. Has always been, to me, the most productive and reliable offensive lineman, Corey Gaynor, you know, out of Stoneman Douglas.
Yeah, but sometimes he be getting overpowered. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Nah, man.
I seen him.
I mean, he's the most consistent as far as in game and as far as starting.
I ain't saying that
You
he
know.
trash. I just said sometimes when I see him, he get overpowered.
But
And that
still,
goes back to me saying, like, you know, like the 350s, that's what I want on the O-line. You know, like I could care less about you playing and being consistent. I want you to I don't want to see you on the screen. You feel what I'm saying?
Right,
I don't
right,
want to. I don't want to be like, who that was?
I
Corey
want to see
Gaynor.
you after a running back. Like,
Yes,
you know,
mauled somebody
James-
like Richie Incognito been doing.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
feel me? Or Jamie Nels of the Miami Dolphins. You know, stuff like that. I need
After a
you
running back
mauling
scores, I want to be like, oh, okay, who put in that block?
people. Exactly.
Speaking of running backs, I mean, Jalen Knight and Don Chaney Jr. were freshmen last season. Still, they're
Cam
playing
Harris.
for their sophomore years, along with Harris. Yeah, so you're pretty much solid. And you got, you know, Thad Franklin, a true freshman, coming in, and another transfer from Georgia that we talked about coming
Okay.
in. So running back is completely solid. Cornerback is going to be interesting, especially in the summer. You still got most of the recruits that didn't even, you know, they're still in high school. They're literally still in high school right now. 5-star players, Leonard Taylor and James Williams, not even on the campus yet, you know. And you got Avonte Williams, a 5-star safety who was injured last season, who is finally gonna be playing.
Yep.
So the scrimmage is supposed to be going on today. So we'll see what happens in that scrimmage. So
And then,
that's pretty much kind of the Benjamin report.
And of course they're going to
with
make it.
the Miami Hurricanes.
Exactly. And of course, you know, they're not going to go ahead and make it public or media, you know, because this is something I wanted to probably see. But hey, it is what it is. You know, I would have got video from Benjamin.
So What else? What? Who else was in the news this week was Jake Paul, man, the YouTube sensation turned boxer, who is getting props from a lot of boxers like Mike Tyson is kind of
he's giving them the game.
He's co-signing on Jake Paul
because he's giving them the game.
Zab Judah co-signing on Jake Paul.
He's giving them the game.
He's going to fight Ben Askren. Ben Askren, to repeat, is an MMA fighter.
Okay.
He's more of a grappler, wrestler type of guy, and he's probably most famous from getting knocked out by a Jose Masvidal.
In a few seconds.
Jorge Masvidal is the fastest knockout in history when, Masvidal came with the flying knee,
Chris, you definitely got to put that on there.
So yeah, I actually heard him on the radio this week saying how he, is just going to whoop up on Ben Askren.
Okay.
And it's not even going to be a fight. And that he trains for this or whatnot, so he's talking a lot of game right now. So it's gonna be a blockbuster if somehow Ben Askren wins this fight, which is brilliant in itself because it draws the intrigue of that. It's like you want to see now if Jake Paul is going to get his ass knocked out by Ben Askren.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't like him.
Which is genius to me, and I give him props. And the reason why people like Zab Judah and Tyson is co-signing on him right now is because he's bringing attention to boxing.
Exactly.
Of course. And boxing is, to me, still one of the best sports. If there's a boxing match on and it's two, great fighters, I'm gonna want to watch it.
See, but these boxers be crapping.
So I'm glad he's bringing that attention to the sport, but I really want to see him get his ass knocked out.
Not me personally. I don't want to see him get knocked out. I want to see him put his money where his mouth is and actually do his thing. Because a lot of people were saying like, he ain't no boxer, blah, blah, blah. He's one of these social media guys, you feel me? He's just in it for the money. But like I seen him, like the way he had put, was it him that had put Nate Robinson on 24?
Yeah, it is him that put Nate Robinson to
and you
sleep.
see how his butt was sticking out? You feel me? Like, like he was knocked out like he was dead. You feel me? Like my wife was actually asking like, damn, is he okay? He looked like he dead. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I really thought that like he was gone. Like, you feel what I'm saying? But again,
it was like an Apollo Creed moment.
Exactly. So me personally, I do like the plain fact that he is generating a lot of eyes to boxing again because, of course, the Mike Tysons did benefit from him, because right after he did his thing with Nate Robinson, that's when Mike Tyson did his little vibe with Roy Jones, and he got a little bag behind that also.
Yeah.
And we do know that, these guys, when they were younger, they weren't as smart, financially or business-wise. Yeah, they made the money, but they lost a lot of the money, because of immaturity or because they didn't know what they were actually signing. So just the plain fact that you can go ahead and have a younger guy give you the game, even though he's showing you different avenues of how you can go ahead and generate this money without these sponsors, without the Don Kings, without these people in your pocket. So yeah. Shout out to him once again for going ahead and bringing that light back to boxing because of course I like UFC, but I hate the grappling a lot. I hate the, I really want to see somebody really get knocked out. You feel me? Majority of the time. So it's definitely a good thing. I do hope that Jake Paul wind up winning. You feel me? Because it's gonna bring more attention to boxing. We don't want this to go ahead and end real soon. You feel me? And if he do lose, it's just gonna go ahead and have them naysayers saying like, see, this is what I was talking about. The only reason why he won because he was playing a basketball player. He wasn't playing like a guy that really does this for a living. Even though you say the other guy played from UFC and still and he grapples and he try to wrestle you a lot. hey, it is what it is. Wrestling, boxing is real fighting, So I want to see Jake Paul win and go ahead and continue this road on shining some light back to boxing, because look, Mayweather, he's retired. Pacquiao, he's done. You know what I'm saying? Like all these players, he still can fight.
He
but
still
really,
got Tio Lopez. You got Shakur Stevenson.
Are you?
Got,
no, you're not watching these people. You're watching Gervonta Davis. You're watching
Terrence Crawford.
Certain people are getting the looks, and your name is not speaking for itself no more. Pacquiao, you wouldn't be getting the fame if it was not for Mayweather. You feel me? Like, yeah, you boxing. Yeah, you still got it, but it's just how it is. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So technically, for me, like I really want him to succeed in this because I do like boxing. And as far as boxing, I do like it a little bit better than UFC. Of course,
man. And speaking of boxing, man, we got one of the legends that are trying to come back right now. Oscar De La Hoya, who I think, once Mayweather beat Oscar De La Hoya, like that's when Mayweather's career, I think, really kind of took off. Like I think that's when really people started to take Mayweather really seriously once he beat Oscar De La Hoya. So obviously that means a lot.
Torch. I think that Mayweather took the torch. I think Mayweather done pummeled him enough because, everybody, like, when it comes to boxing, I really like watching the Mexican boxing. You feel me? Like they really be going in. They really be
battling.
They don't be running around. Nah, like, they got that energy. They just be fighting. So just the plain fact that you got a black guy, Mayweather, to go ahead and outbox, one of the icons in Mexican boxing, right? Like that's the reason why Mayweather elevated at that point. But Oscar De La Hoya coming back, like, hey, it is what it is. For me personally, if you want to go ahead and go through that pummeling, because I know it's going to be a pummeling whoever you actually go ahead and box, because even though you're technically sound, you're old. Father Time is undefeated. And you're going to be slower than you are. You may be fit. You may be like, oh, this is the fittest that I've been in a long, long time. But hey, it is what it is.
You're not gonna. But you know who they're gonna pin him against, though, right?
Who?
Pacquiao.
Oh, that's who they putting him against.
That's big UFC name. Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Because I'm like, shit, you could put him with Pacquiao.
Like a UFC guy, like, oh.
Hey, a big UFC name is what they're saying. Hey, it is what it is. He's just gonna get his.
Feel like he's gonna get.
That's
murdered.
His only chance. His only chance. Hey, why not McGregor? McGregor, make that bread, boy.
McGregor will murder him, yo.
Yeah, but still, I don't know. Because you got a boxer and someone that's UFC, and we do know that McGregor do.
I mean,
box
how many rounds did he go with Mayweather though?
He went a few. Mayweather was kind of running around the ring.
But how many rounds did he go with him? Like, okay, that's a lot. That's still a lot.
Yeah, but you're going against the greatest boxer pound for pound of all time. Like, come on.
That's what I'm saying. That's my point. Like, one of the best fighters ever. You went at least 9 rounds.
Yeah. Mayweather was just trying to win.
I mean, Mayweather always fights like that.
Mayweather was like, look, I'm gonna win this fight from points. I'm gonna win this fight.
So he was trying to knock him out. No.
Mayweather would let McGregor hit him a little bit because
I thought
he was like, look, 1-1.
Mayweather
would have played it smart. I'm gonna go ahead and be continue to be undefeated. I'm gonna go ahead and make it a show. Don't make it look one-sided. Make it look like he got a shot to win. But I'm gonna beat your ass at the end of the fucking day. When I know that I got enough points in each round, then I'm gonna go ahead and just do my thing with you.
I think McGregor whips that ass. Yeah. McGregor versus Oscar De La Hoya would be a great fight to just watch. But I think McGregor takes him out.
But what about if it's Pacquiao versus
Just
Oscar
because
De
it's
La
been more
Hoya?
recent since he's been in like a real fight.
But what about if it's McGregor and Pacquiao? No, not McGregor, but Oscar De La Hoya and Pacquiao. I think that would be a good fight because
I think
both
Pacquiao
are.
wins. I think Pacquiao wins, but
Pacquiao
I
gonna
don't
whoop his
think. I
ass.
think De La Hoya would probably keep up a little bit better. I know.
The question is like. The question is, do you really think
Pacquiao
that
beat
Oscar De La
McGregor?
Hoya is coming back for a bag, or he coming back because he trying to make a comeback? Me, I just think that he coming back trying to make a bag real quick, and then because he seen Mike damn, Mike Tyson done came back. You feel me? He done made a little bread. You feel what I'm saying? You got all these different. You got Jake Paul, like you said. Making money over man, I'm over here tripping, boy. I'm gonna do this myself. I'm gonna go ahead and sponsor this on social media, and I'm gonna make all the money. I'm not gonna have nobody in my pocket. You feel me?
Yeah. Who? Jake Paul? I mean, of course, Oscar De La Hoya is definitely come back for the money and the glory. He's like, yo, my Tyson's out here. Roy Jones came out here. Like, why not me? Why not?
Yes, and I feel him.
And it's with the same company, right? With not Top Rank, but with the one with Snoop Dogg and.
I'm not sure, but regardless of the fact, I think that you can make money in this industry right now just because of social media. You don't need that middleman. You could go ahead. You already have followers on. Like normally celebrities have like millions of followers or thousands of followers, and when you have that, you already have what you need. You can go ahead and promote stuff on your own. Again, the godfather of promoting right now is Mayweather, because Mayweather done flipped the game and showed you that like I don't need the Don Kings, I don't need the other promoters to have their hand in my pocket or in my wallet, and I'm the one doing all the work, so hey, for me, I really think that he can make that comeback for the bag. But like if you're talking about a full blown comeback and he thinking that he's like a boxer and he could whoop all these young niggas, nah, I don't think it's, just get the money in and run. You feel me? Because again, look, you have Mike Tyson and Holyfield saying that they want to fight again,
Yeah.
and we know it's really for a bag. Like, come on, man. Nobody's trying to really see that fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so again, everybody, all these different retired boxers, retired individuals, they just like, look, it's a money grab right now. I ain't gonna knock it. You feel me? Will I watch it? Of course we get it over here. I'll watch it, but am I gonna lose any sleep over it? Am I gonna change my whole day behind it? Nah.
Yeah, me either. So as far as the UFC fighting tonight, I mean, we got Ngannou and Miocic fighting tonight. It's a rematch, part 2. Miocic beat Ngannou the last time out. Whooped him up. So, and Ngannou is like this big Nigerian, back to the Nigerians that trying to come up in the world. So we'll see what happens. I think Ngannou has a chance to make it competitive, but I feel like Miocic is probably going to win again in a decision.
I don't know if I'm gonna watch that, but I'm pretty sure I'll catch the highlights. But yeah, it be starting too late. They be wasting time. I'm like, look, you are not a Mayweather when I gotta stay up. You're not a Mike Tyson where I gotta stay up. You're not a Muhammad Ali where I gotta stay up. You're like you, and you need to play it as you need to start the fight at a reasonable time, because like I got other things to do, and of course. 12:30, 1 o'clock is not for me. You know what I'm saying? That's a little too late for a.
It depends on what I'm watching that night. If I'm watching a football game, that's usually gonna end around that time anyway. Then
But there ain't no football right now.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
So you gonna be knocked out.
There's gonna be basketball games, but
we're in the East. The East game
11.
only be done by 10 o'clock. You know what I'm saying?
10,
So
11 is gonna be done.
Nobody's gonna watch that game.
Stay up to 12:30, and then you gotta watch for like an hour.
Ultimately, like when it comes down to it, like a game that a sport that is kind of dwindling in new faces, new people that they can make money off of. You want to play or fight at a reasonable time, you know, and call it a day. Because like people like me that are kind of on the fence with like UFC, of course, boxing I am head first, but it got to be a specific name. Someone like myself that's kind of even in the game, you know, like it got to be a decent time. Because if it's not, like I'm going to sleep. Like I'll catch the highlights tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, he won?
That's
okay.
how it is with basketball games for me. Like those basketball games that start at 10 o'clock. Like,
hell no.
Like I'm not watching that game.
Come
you
on,
know,
man.
like it's gonna be done like a 1. Like, come on, man.
Came into the West Coast audience too much. I remember UFC fights used to start like around 11:30, 11.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they're usually over there in Vegas anyway. So, but yeah. So, last thing I wanted to mention is that we was talking about TV shows, and you said you never watched Friday Night Lights, bro.
Nah, I only look. Hey, you can't knock me right now. You feel me? You know, you know all the stuff that I've been going through at the crib, trying to get everything situated. Then I got baby. You know, I got the wifey
Friday
pregnant.
Night Lights is old as fuck. You know, it's clear hearts, full hearts, can't lose. You know, it's about a high school. It's about a high school football team, but you know, it's
What is it on?
It's great.
Is
it
it
was
on
on
Netflix?
NBC. It's like
Netflix.
Was it on WB or NBC?
it was on NBC.
So where can I watch it now? Like on Netflix,
I
Hulu?
mean,
It used to be on Netflix. I don't think
it's probably on Hulu or something like that.
Because I got all
you
those
know.
things. You feel me? But I've been
yeah.
watching, you know, 60
But
days.
yeah,
in
Michael
and
B.
shit like
Jordan.
that.
That's where Michael B. Jordan started. You know.
started in The Wire, but yeah, he was in that too.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan started in Friday Night Lights.
You sure? Not The
Yes.
Wire? You know, because I know
Well,
it's
he
Michael
was
B.
in
Jordan
Friday
from
Night
The
Lights,
Wire.
too.
Come on, man. We home team. You know,
Was he younger than Wire?
Yeah. Come on. We home team, man. You going to kill me? You feel me?
Not really. He was still in high school.
Nah, like, The Wire, he was young, man. Like, come on, man. You don't remember when they killed him in the back?
Actually, don't kill me. I've never seen the entire Wire.
Hey, he talking about Friday Night Lights?
You talking about Friday Night Lights? Come on, man. You tripping,
I
man.
seen like maybe.
Let's watch Friday Night Lights.
Look, I got
I
got
maybe
The
seen
Wire
like the
on.
first few episodes, but then I was like,
Look, you need all the seasons. I got it. You feel me? I got all the seasons on my hard drive.
I mean, I could watch
Just
it.
come
I mean,
with
I
something.
got HBO Max. You know, that shit is for free. Yeah.
Okay. So,
Why doesn't it get good to like second, third season?
man, The Wire is fire. For all y'all individuals that
I mean, I
didn't
seen
watch The
Power.
Wire,
Y'all seen Power?
Power has nothing to do with The Wire. It's like
You thought Power was horrible?
That has no likable character.
no. The
No likable
Power
yeah,
is
like
actually
Tommy?
good. Power is good, but it doesn't it doesn't compare
Yo, I like
to The
Tommy.
Wire. You got The Wire that is fire, and you got Oz. Oz is fire. You feel me? You know, The Sopranos is fire, but The Sopranos, if you comparing it to The Wire is an A+, Sopranos is a B+. You feel what I'm saying? Because they're because
I've
because
actually
when it comes to
only seen a couple episodes of Sopranos too.
oh my God, and you over here giving me slack about Friday Night Lights.
I've only seen
You
a
feel me? I
couple
seen the movie.
episodes.
You feel me? Like at least I seen the damn movie.
Nah, the
You know what
movie
I'm
is
saying?
garbage, dog. I don't
Hey,
really
I'm
like the
like,
movie.
like, what do you mean? You know how many shows they got right now? Like, come on,
But
man.
it's football, man. Like this is like other stuff.
But you like, I live with it. Look, come on, man. You don't see that ring on your finger? Like, come on, man. Like, you really think that I could go ahead and watch a football? Look. She already giving me football on Sundays, Mondays. You feel me? And sometimes Thursdays. She's giving me the Miami Heat every other day. You know what I'm saying? You really think she gonna watch Friday Night Lights? Nah. I ain't gonna be able
She
to.
probably like it better actually
What?
than like The Wire or Power.
Nah. You gotta understand. Listen to me. My wife loves Power. She loves Soprano. She loves The Wire. She be on that gangster shit. You feel me? Like, again, it's one thing to have a female that's book smart. But when she street smart too, you know you got to win a chicken dinner. You feel me? So I got the winner chicken dinner over here at the end of the day. So hey, it is what it is. I'm going to go ahead and try to go ahead and watch that for you.
All right,
but you know, don't knock me though. Yeah, you got to watch The Wire. Now, Wire is
How
what you
many
need to watch.
seasons is The Wire?
5.
5 seasons. Okay.
every season's
I think
5.
I could get through 5 seasons.
You feel me? And did you see Oz yet?
Nah. I mean, I've seen
God.
a few episodes of it.
What are you on?
But,
Oh my God! You know what I'm saying? Like, yo,
I seen a few episodes of it. I'm just like,
this how you know certain things is on point. The Wire, all the characters done made it into movies and other shows. This is before they blew. Same thing like Oz. You feel me? But when you talk about Friday Night Lights, you don't have those characters on movies and different other shows. They're just like
Michael B. Jordan. Just told
he
you.
came from The Wire. Like, come
Did he
on.
really come from The Wire though?
That white boy from Friday Night Lights is Jesse Palmer, Jesse something.
Yeah. The dude that played Riggins, he was like in a bunch of
I
stuff.
don't even know his name.
He played the Waco dude, the Waco guy.
What's that other movie? Sunday Night Blues or whatever?
See, you talking about what's his name? I'm talking about the blonde-haired kid, Jesse Palmer. He always plays a racist in all these movies now.
What about that
Oh, for real?
that movie? Like
Oh
the
yeah, yeah.
Blues?
Oh, and then the other kid, damn.
See, we don't know the names.
Yeah.
Y'all don't remember that movie? Like it was a high school football and it was blue. They were like Varsity Blues.
Oh, the
that was
movie.
fire too, man.
Yeah, I really like Varsity
Ah,
Blues.
look
I mean,
at
it's
him,
just all
man.
right.
He over here giving me flack on Friday Night Lights, but
I really like Varsity
it
Blues,
is what it
alright.
is. This gonna go ahead and conclude the MarcWes Sports Podcast. I'm your one of your hosts, Wesley Pierre. You got my co-host over here, Marcus Benjamin. He gonna give you the raw and uncut from the Benjamin Report. So yeah, lock in, you know, and like my producer Chris said, you know, if you want to get it raw and uncut and people not sugarcoating anything or anything like that, you're gonna go ahead and subscribe to the MarcWes Sport Podcast. You know, peace.